Well, it's very exciting to be here in Buenos Aires and to see the first data presented of your multi-center collaborative network. You know, it's so important not only for physicians and caregivers, but for families to be aware of the improving outcomes for very premature high-risk infants. I think you would not have been able to have this data if these families did not come back for follow-up, so you could evaluate how they're growing, what their neurological status and their developmental status is. It really was very rewarding to see how far you've come in such a short time. You know, in the United States, we've been doing follow-up for about 35 to 38 years. So you're at a good starting point. You can develop your own networks and also learn from networks that are already in place. So it was good to see your percent follow-up and that you're starting to identify some issues, like not every baby had their hearing screened prior to discharge. Now that the neonatologists are aware of it at these sites, they can take steps to make certain that every baby has its hearing screened. We know how important that is for language outcomes. So I think young couples have to recognize that it's very important if you become pregnant to make certain first that you get good prenatal care, that you get the best nutrition possible, that you take no unnecessary medications or drugs that might harm the baby or shorten the pregnancy. Secondly, let's say a mom does have a premature baby. The best care is in a specialized neonatology unit, but that's not the end of the story. Some of these babies are at increased risk of developmental delays and neurological problems. So follow-up is very critical for these babies. If a problem is identified, then the physicians will know what is the therapy, what is the education, what is the intervention needed. So the goal will be that every baby will have the very best outcome. So if your baby is identified with a developmental delay, in many states there are early intervention programs for birth to 3 to address and encourage development. Then once the child is at school age, they may need extra help by their teachers. And this is very common in the United States. We know that preterm infants have more problems in the first few years of school, achieving the best results, but with the right input, the right support, we have clearly demonstrated there is recovery and improvement with increasing age. So every mom wants the best for their baby. You need to make certain that they're getting the right supports, the most appropriate state-of-the-art intervention and education.